So here we begin to read Mary Wollstonecraft's Vindication of the Rights of Women. 1791, I think, or 1794. I can't remember exactly, one or the other. Written by an English woman who was an expatriate in revolutionary France. So she was writing this in the midst of the French Revolution as it was proceeding into its different phases, 1790s. Can I just read you the first paragraph? To account for and excuse the tyranny of man, many ingenious arguments have been brought forward. It's pretty striking. I don't know how to read that except that she is saying that men are tyrants with regard to women. And I don't think I've ever read anything quite as straightforward as that in terms of casting a certain light on the relationship between men and women. Are men tyrants with regard to women? Are women, just by virtue of being women, the victims of a kind of a tyranny? What a striking thought. To account for and excuse the tyranny of man, many ingenious arguments have been brought forward to prove that the two sexes, in the acquirement of virtue, ought to aim at attaining a very different character. Or, to speak explicitly, women are not allowed to have sufficient strength of mind to acquire what really deserves the name of virtue. Yet, it should seem, allowing them to have souls, that there is but one way, appointed by Providence, to lead mankind to either virtue or happiness. There's so much there in that opening paragraph, and such an indication of what her concerns will be. Men tyrannize over women, she says, and the way that they excuse that is to say that women aren't capable of achieving the same degree of virtue as man. That word virtue is one you'll have to think about. It's not a word that perhaps we use very often, but it's a central concept in Wollstonecraft, just as it has been a central concept in Western philosophy since the Greeks, and she is a part of that. Are men and women so different that they should have different types of education? Are they so different by nature that the education of a man and the education of a woman should take different paths? That is such an important question in this reading and in this whole work, and it's obvious what her opinion is on the matter. The whole book, in a way, is meant to establish that's, as she says, an ingenious but a false argument that women are so different from men, that they should be treated differently, that they should be educated differently. She ends this paragraph by saying, yet it should seem, allowing them to have souls, that there is but one way, appointed by Providence, to lead mankind. You see how she means human beings, men and women together, to either virtue or happiness. So really quite an incredible way of beginning, and such an indication of what this book is about, what problem it seeks to address, and what position she will be relentlessly arguing for.